God bless the wealthy. They can print their own money whenever they need it. And for now, it might not even be true at the end of this sentence because these things change so quickly. But for the day, the hour, the moment, the San Francisco 49ers are the most valuable sports franchise in the world. Because, again, you don't know what you're worth until you actually sell it, or in their case, a bit of it. 49ers owner Jed York has agreed to sell 6% of the franchise to 3 Bay Area families at a valuation of $8.5 billion. That means the 49ers are going to raise over $500 million from a 6% sell-off, something that they will never notice. Will you ever notice that 6% of your peas are no longer in your peas on your table? You won't even notice it. They won't even feel it. These 3 Bay Area families get 0 voting rights. They might get a parking spot and maybe like a better charcuterie tray in their suite, but they just get to pretend they're 49er owners because they have bought in. And this is how the wealthy prints its own money. The $8.5 billion is the highest valuation for any pro sports team ever on the planet. The 49ers today are the most valuable football team, the most valuable team of any kind in the world. And I'm going to tell you right now that whatever the 49ers are worth, the Cowboys have to be at worth $2 billion more than that.
The most surprising part of this story is that I believe on this list are Eagles, Giants, was it the Commanders? Who else? The Niners now. I'm trying to think of the teams that have sold off these small percentages to get the reevaluation.
I think the New York Giants just did a little of that too.
Right. The Giants did it, and the Eagles did it, and the Niners did it, and I think there's one other team that has done this. And I think it was, the Commanders obviously were actually sold, so we know that was a fairly new valuation on them. How has Jerry Jones not sold 1% of the Cowboys to somebody to simply re-up the number? I just feel like now we're in an arms race, and Jerry's going to want that, and that will be the next one of these that we read, is to put the Cowboys at 10 billion, which, by the way, that'll be an amazing number to see, but it will be 10 billion.
Well, here's the thing.
It will be 10 billion.
Not only do you get the Cowboys, the brand, the uniforms, you get the stadium, and then you get the Star, their practice facility, which is the size of a Division III college campus with as many buildings, if not more, than that college campus would have. Their practice arena is a 10,000 seat stadium.
It's so good. It's just so good. I mean, look, think about today's the PGA Championship. The Warriors season ended. I mean, look at this has been the easiest hour we've ever spent talking to one another is about games that aren't happening for 3 months in a league that had its Super Bowl 2 months ago, 3 months ago. I mean, this is hilarious that this league is at that level where people are already talking about how their team will finish the next season. That's where we're at. That's how ahead of the curve this is. And here's the best part. Remember what the schedule release is. I used to be so confused by the idea that there was hype behind the schedule release. Didn't we know the opponents? Didn't we know? We knew the road. You knew your team was playing and who they were playing.
And how it's, who's your back-to-backs, where's your bye week, all this. It does matter. Like, to me, the people who want to crap all over the NFL schedule release is insignificant, but just smell as many mock draft farts as they possibly can for, let's do hour-long breakdowns of guys who won't even get drafted in this league. And it's all instantly disposable. You get something on schedule release day that is not only not disposable, it's literally something you're going to keep in your pocket for the next 6 months.
Printable schedule is just, you have it. The magnet on the fridge, saved as a bookmark on your phone. It's it. You're already calling Ticketmaster to find out which game you can go to. Like, this league's just running laps around everybody else. Yeah. It's terrifying.
By the way, SF Indigo says, I drive 10 hours a week to live at poverty level. So I'm so happy for the Yorks. They really earned it. Hey, class warfare, great again. Look at it this way. You've never had you've never been in a house nicer than Jed York's gazebo. That's the way they live. And by the way, Sammy, when they were handing out career paths, you and I both chose radio when we were in college. Freaking morons, the both of us. We should have gone into tech. Vinod Kholsa, The co-founder of Sun Microsystems, who's worth $8.1 billion,
Nice.
is the guy who bought the biggest chunk of the 49ers here in the 6%. Brian Dieter is a partner at Bessemer Venture Capital Partners in San Francisco, and Will Griffin is the founding partner of Iconic, with a Q, Iconic Q.
Sure.
Growth in Palo Alto, California. So this is venture capital, huge investments. So of course they have identified the NFL as a wonderful, can't go wrong investment. What will be the vehicle through which the NFL loses value? I haven't found it. I can't see it. The only thing I could possibly imagine would be a gambling story that so negatively reflected upon the league. But even then, I'm going to file that under short memories, and you'll all be back week 1 next year. There is nothing that football can do to offend us, to run us off, whether it be a domestic violent charged level of outrage, a racially charged level of outrage, a whatever your level of outrage, whatever triggers your level of outrage, the NFL can't find enough of it that makes you say, I'm done. There is no being done with football.
Touchdowns for your fantasy league players, wins for your NFL franchise is just always going to trump what you actually feel in the world about it. And that's just that's who sports fans are at their core. And we hate to admit it. It's sort of a lowest common denominator way of thinking about the world, but we have this emotional stake in the outcome of a game for a particular team. We can't explain it. We've tried to do it with all of our wives. It is impossible to explain. There are wives who have to explain it to husbands as well.
Yeah.
There's a sickness. It really is. It's a sickness in your brain that tells you that serotonin levels are now changing based on the outcome of a game of men who don't know your name. I mean, that's just that's
Right.
just so obscene.
It is, but there's also a level of civic pride attached to it that I think is really good and healthy to have. There is the connection that, let's face it, there is a lot of fathers and sons and families who have trouble communicating around any subject but your shared interest in whatever franchise you have a shared interest in. There is a lot of sports obsession that is easy to identify as negative. We don't talk about some sports obsession and the positive that it really does in a lot of instances. There is way too much like a transference of success or failure from your team to you, and that is imaginary. That is only happening in your own brain. But look, if it makes you feel, again, I am all about whatever makes you feel better, whether that be an extra hour of sleep, your favorite TV show, religion, whatever you need to do to be the best version of you. God bless. Go find it and be happy.